Flyin Brian J, MMAmania.com. The co-main event of UFC 206 is Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Matt The Immortal Brown. These guys are similar in that they both have shown some weakness to the body in the past, but they are really dynamic fighters who are tenacious, they're always looking for the finish, and they're extremely exciting to watch. Let's start talking about the matchup with Donald Cerrone. When he was at 155 pounds, that's when he showed some weakness to the body. And he also started fights kind of slow, but since moving to 170 pounds, he's on a 3-fight winning streak. All 3 of those fights were in 2016, so he's looking for his 4th consecutive victory this calendar year. He has gotten rid of all of those woes. He no longer is very susceptible to damage to the body. It's not weak there. Patrick Cote attacked it a lot, and he was unfazed by it, and he also has been starting fights extremely fast. He's been improving all around and adding a little bit of wrinkles to his game. He's shown some really opportunistic takedowns at 170 pounds, and his guard passing is like a hot knife through butter. On the feet, this is where the guy's the most exciting and where he's the most well known. He's a very dynamic Muay Thai kickboxer, and his combinations are majestic. When he finished Rick the Horror Story, he hit him with a jab, a left jab, then a right straight to the body, a left hook to the body, and then he followed it up with a right high kick to Story's dome piece that started the beginning of the end. It was incredible. If you haven't seen it, you need to go watch that right now. He will also throw a left jab followed by a left hook, and his strikes are coming really quick. All of his kicks, even if they are a very powerful leg kick that are coming with a ton of ferocity, he sets them up with his hands first. He's really dynamic in all areas of the striking. He's shown that he's really dynamic on the ground. But if we could find one area of weakness that could still be there, is that he's shown a little bit of lacking fight IQ in the past. Once again though, I'm referring to when he was fighting at 155 pounds. When he fought Eddie Alvarez, he showed a few different times in that fight where he had a lacking fight IQ. Number 1 was at the very beginning, he let Eddie tee off on his face in the clinch, and at the end of that fight, he followed Eddie to the ground when he could have just kept kicking his legs after brutalizing his legs, and he could have got a TKO via leg kicks basically, but he followed Eddie to the ground. Still got the victory, but nonetheless, he's shown a little bit of lacking fight IQ. Against Matt Brown, there's no way that he's going to get away with letting somebody tee off on his face there, because Matt Brown is devastating with elbows in the clinch. In fact, Matt Brown is devastating with elbows from all areas. Where a lot of people will throw a jab cross, Matt Brown will throw a jab elbow, and sometimes he will just lead with his elbow. He also has some really good kicks with his right leg to the body. It's not going to play that much of a factor here because Donald Cerrone's been susceptible to the body kick in the past from southpaws. Both of these fighters, Cerrone and Brown, are orthodox fighters, but Matt Brown does throw a really vicious right kick to the body, and he also will throw it high at times. He's kind of dynamic on the feet. He'll mostly throw 1-2-1s and 1-2 leg kicks, some spinning elbows. He's not nearly as dynamic as Cerrone. In the past, a lot of people forget this. Brown has shown a desire to win fights on points. When he beat Wonderboy Thompson, he took him down and kind of grinded him out there. When he fought Robbie Lawler, he looked for takedowns over and over, so perhaps he will look to do that against Cerrone here. I don't think that would be a good idea though, because Cerrone has really good sweeping ability and he's fantastic even with his jiu-jitsu off of his back. I think that that would be a bad place for Matt Brown to try to engage in this fight. The one area where I think that Brown could capitalize on Cerrone is with those elbows in the clinch. Matt Brown has only one victory in his last 5 fights, and in almost all of his fights, he's shown that he gets hurt early and he sometimes will come back from it. Against Tim Means and Eric Silva, he got hurt early, rallied, and got the victory. Against Jake Ellenberger, he got hurt badly early, almost rallied to get the victory, but then got hurt. Once again, it was a body kick that put him out for good. Against Cerrone, I think that if he were to get hurt early, there's going to be no coming back from it. In fact, later on in fighters' careers, Matt Brown's a real veteran. their ability to recover from damage dwindles. So when they were younger, they could get hurt and rally from it and do well, but as they get older, you get hurt, you're not gonna be able to come back from it as well. If Cerrone hurts Matt Brown, he's gonna look to take the back and sink in one of those rear naked chokes that he's really well known for. Cerrone loves to hurt his opponents with high kicks to the dome piece, shin to the face, and then finish fights with rear naked chokes. And that's kind of what I see happening here. Matt Brown is not gonna be able to return from the damage that Cerrone's gonna put on him early in this fight. I don't know how exactly the fight's gonna end, but I do think that it ends with Donald Cerrone finishing Matt Brown. It's not gonna go to the judges, and I don't think Matt Brown's gonna get the victory. I think Cerrone hits him with some vicious type of technique, whether it be one of those majestic combinations like he hit Rick Story with, or whether it be like a head kick to Adriano Martins, or if he were to finish the fight with a rear naked choke. Whatever happens, I've got Donald Cerrone inside the distance. I'm gonna pick him via second round submission. Tell me if you think that Matt Brown is able to throw out some of that tenacity and finish the Cowboy, or if you agree with me that Cowboy's gonna continue his reign of terror at 170 pounds. Please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on my next video. Namaste.